In our world, knowledge is free. You can read, write, print, and post without permission. But what if that wasn't true? What if every book was locked away? What if no one ever challenged power? Because no one could read. What if the printing press was never invented? In this timeline, there is no Gutenberg, no Reformation, no Renaissance, no revolution, just silence. A silence so loud, it lasts for centuries. Before the year 1440, books were the currency of kings and clergy. Each one took months, even years, to copy by hand. Knowledge was chained to stone walls in dimly lit monasteries. Few had access. Even fewer could read. And most were never meant to know. Then came Johannes Gutenberg, a goldsmith turned visionary. He gave the world the printing press. An invention so radical, it shattered the monopoly of knowledge. For the first time, books were printed, not copied. Ideas escaped ivory towers. Revolutions were sparked not with swords, but with ink. But what if that had never happened? Let's rewind history to a world where the press was never born. In this alternate world, the medieval order holds firm. The church controls scripture. Kings control speech. Education is a myth passed by word of mouth, distorted by time. There is no Protestant Reformation. Martin Luther never reads the Bible because there are no copies in German. Number 95 Theses. No challenge to Rome. No explosion of religious thought across Europe. The Renaissance. Stillborn. Leonardo da Vinci becomes a recluse, his inventions lost to memory. Galileo is condemned before he can speak. Copernicus whispers his truth to no one. And the common man remains in the fields, unquestioning, forgotten. Without mass printing, there is no scientific method. No age of discovery. No Newtonian physics. No Darwin. No Einstein. There are no newspapers. No public discourse. No coffeehouse debates. No rise of democracy. Ideas are passed in whispers, controlled and censored. Books are handwritten tokens of wealth owned only by the elite. History becomes tradition. Tradition becomes law. Law becomes unchangeable. In France, the monarchy never fears revolution. In America, the colonies never rebel. Because Thomas Paine never writes common sense. Because no one can read it. There are no newspapers. No public discourse. No coffeehouse debates. No rise of democracy. Ideas are passed in whispers, controlled and censored. Books are handwritten tokens of wealth owned only by the elite. History becomes tradition. Tradition becomes law. Law becomes unchangeable. In France, the monarchy never fears revolution. In America, the colonies never rebel. Because Thomas Paine never writes common sense. Because no one can read it. This is not just a world without books. It is a world without hope. Some argue another invention would have taken its place. Perhaps the oral traditions of West Africa evolve into global storytelling systems. Perhaps memory becomes a science. Ideas passed like sacred mantras. Or maybe visual languages emerge. Glyphs, symbols, paintings. A new kind of communication, restricted, ritualistic, sacred. But without printing, ideas don't scale. They don't survive. There is no Renaissance Florence. No Enlightenment Paris. No Silicon Valley. The Internet. A fantasy. How could we code if we never wrote? Knowledge remains tribal, local, controlled. Or perhaps, something more sinister arises. In a world without print, truth is dictated. Digital screens replace scrolls. But every word is filtered. Every page, approved. Every idea, licensed. The state becomes the author. History is rewritten in real time. And reality is whatever the rulers say it is. This is a world of watchers, not readers. Of listeners, not thinkers. Of silence, masquerading as order. What if the printing press had been lost to history? What if this video couldn't exist? What would you never have known? Comment below. Which invention do you think changed the world the most, and why? And if this made you think, like the video. It helps the algorithm and keeps the story alive. The printing press was more than a machine. It was rebellion. It was freedom. It was the spark that set minds on fire. It allowed us to question, to argue, to dream. In our timeline, Gutenberg gave us the power to write, share, and remember. But in another, the darkness never lifted. So the next time you open a book, remember, you live in a world where ideas won. Subscribe for more alternate timelines, lost histories, and the worlds that might have been. Until next time, keep imagining the impossible.